Senior Talk. That is brought to you by the Solon American Legion and Senior Benefits. He has two guests today. I will let him introduce them, though. How are you doing, Rex?
Hi, Molly. Thank you so much. I hope everything's going good here today on KCJJ down here. The corn has been picked, so we can now see the station from the road. That's a good thing for the station, I assume. Hey, listen, everybody, it's time for Senior Talk. The greatest show on earth is not. It is not, but it's sure a lot of fun being down here every Wednesday for Senior Talk. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to sit back and grab yourself a sandwich and a nice cold root beer, and let's see what we can do. My job is to stir the pot, if you will, a call to action, a call to arms, we'll call it, for each and every one of you listening today. You might hear something that pertains to you. You might hear something that doesn't pertain to you, but maybe could help some of your friends or some of your guys down at the coffee shop or ladies at your meeting places, at your church or anything like that. You might know, you heard something on the radio, you might be of value to you. And that's why I'm here, for sure. I do my best every week to bring a lot of ideas that might cover important aspects of being or becoming a senior. And we're kind of loaded for bear today, so we're going to get right into it. But my name is Rex Brandstatter. I'm a 76-year-old real estate broker, and I like to meet, talk, and work with seniors, and I help lots of seniors sell houses, properties, investment properties, and I offer to you a senior line at 319-330-5534, 330-5534. I work with lots and lots of seniors. I meet you at my office, your house, a coffee shop. I work with a lot of estates, executors, administrators of estates, powers of attorney for estates, trust departments of banks call me. Anything like that, feel free to give me a call on my senior line. We'll see if I can help, 330-5534, and let's see what we can cook up today. I want to tell you a couple things coming up here. Number one, Iowa City lost a real fine man here in the last couple of days. Bob Oldis passed away. Now, Bob Oldis, if you don't know Bob Oldis, that's O-L-D-I-S. Bob Oldis is keyword was, a living legend of baseball in Iowa City. He was a high school star at Iowa City High, and he went on to play in the major leagues for many, many years. He was a local official, a sports official, and he's an umpire. Called me out one time in a baseball game, and I questioned him, and he said, "Keep going, young man, keep going," as I walked towards the bench. So that's the kind of guy he was. He was a true gentleman, a true athlete, and Bob Oldis has now passed away, 93 or 94 years old. I'm sure it'll be in the paper. The other thing I want to draw your attention to before we get into the main thing today, I have two guests, by the way. I am going to host a cemetery walk at Coralville Cemetery this Sunday, and it's from 1:30 to 3, and it's kind of like fun at the old ballpark. Maybe not that fun, but walking through a cemetery is interesting. And just because you may or may not know anyone at the Coralville Cemetery, it's of interest to hear the history of some of the people there, and that's the goal. So this Sunday, on behalf of the Johnson County Historical Society, who is the sponsor of this, we'd like to invite you out to the Coralville Cemetery at the corner of First Avenue and Interstate 80 out there. Come right up and enjoy it. It's a nice flat walk, and for the most part, we'll be on short grass and/or the little paving out there. It's out of the way thing for you to do this Sunday, and come on out. If you need to bring a little chair and lean on or sit on while we stop and talk about some people, so do it. You'll have a lot of fun, and it's free. All right, that's a scoop. So today on Senior Talk, we're going to talk to two people. Susan Chalot is here from Trail, and we'll have her talk about Trail. And then my friend Jeff Kalbach is here from the Johnson County Health and Human Services. He's from the aging specialist. Now, raise your hand if you hope to still be aging. All right, there you go. A lot of hands went up there, Jeff. That's right. So at this point, we're going to introduce Susan first. Susan, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and why you might be here on Senior Talk. Hello there to you.
Hello, Rex. Thanks so much for having us here. My name is Susan Chalot, as you've said. I am one of the founders and currently am chair of the board of Trail of Johnson County. We are an Iowa City-based nonprofit that helps older adults throughout Johnson County who want to age in place place. And that means it may be the family home they've been in for 30 years. It might be a new senior living community they've moved into. We are a membership-driven organization, and we do everything from providing rides to doctor's offices to home chores to companionship to buddy calls. We have a full calendar of social events, and I'm here today mostly to talk about a public community event that we've got coming up in the month of October, and I'm grateful to Rex for giving us this opportunity to talk today.
Well, absolutely. Tell us what TRAIL stands for.
So, TRAIL, thank you. Many times we talk to people about this organization, and they think we're going to get on a bike and go out on the trails, and some of us do. But TRAIL actually stands for Tools and Resources for Active Independent Living. And we are part of a nationwide organization called the Village to Village Network that works with seniors throughout the country, providing the same kind of services that I've just talked about: volunteer help, social engagement, information to keep people connected with their communities, to combat social isolation, and again, to keep them as healthy and living in their own homes as possible, as long as possible.
And one of the greatest goals of people, everyone, A to Z people, is nobody wants to be told they no longer can live at home.
Absolutely.
And we've talked many times on Senior Talk. Yes, I think I'm a realtor. I'm trying to get you to stay in your home. That's kind of crazy, but you can stay in your home, folks, if you play your cards right and maybe get some high-rise toilets, get some handle grips on showers, better lighting facilities, get rid of throw rugs and drop cords, and those are just minor things. But those are the kind of things that we've kind of get people aware of.
Absolutely. It makes it all possible. And living at home is, it's safer because you're used to your surroundings. It's economically more feasible for most folks, and often it keeps you connected with the neighborhood you're used to growing up in. So for all those reasons, yeah.
So where is your office and how? We'll talk more about you closing the gap here, but health span versus lifespan?
Yeah.
Don't you like that? Health span versus lifespan.
Yeah, I was thinking this morning. There's a funny old saying. If I known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself.
Yes, ma'am.
So TRAIL is sponsoring a series of 5 weekly seminar sessions starting next week, October 2nd, and then running every Thursday through the month of October. We're calling it Health Span versus Lifespan, just to draw attention to the fact that people are living longer, but they're not necessarily staying healthy for all of those years, whether it's into the 70s, 80s, 90s, or beyond. But there are things that you can do to become more healthy as you age. And so we've compiled a great lineup of expert speakers, starting with someone your audience may be familiar with. Her name is Jan Jensen. She is UI head basketball coach. She's going to be our leadoff speaker on Thursday, October 2nd, followed by Julie Fitzpatrick, who's a physical therapist and is interested in optimal aging, followed by a number of physicians, PT experts, aging at home experts. Wow. And this is free and open to the public and happening at the North Liberty Community Center.
Aha!
Aha!
That's interesting because that's easy to get to.
Absolutely. Great parking.
Big parking lot right there.
Yep.
Is that the same building as the swimming pool?
It is. Yep.
So if you know where the North Liberty swimming pool is on Cherry Street, I believe. It's Cherry and 965.
I think that's right.
You could go out there and the times again, they're 1 to 2:30. Huh?
Yeah, well, so the first session, the one that features Jan Jensen, starts at 12:30, and there'll be a lunch with that. But every session after that, the 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th, happens from, as you said, 1 to 2:30.
Okay. On this first one, then, when Jan is going to be there, there's a free lunch and a free, we're going to call it a seminar, but a little chat with Jan.
Yeah, I think really, and with Julie, you're going to have information that you could take home and use. It might be about diet, exercise. We're having one of the university's preeminent orthopedic surgeons speak about joint replacement, to have somebody talk about what it means to recover at home, things you can do to make your home safer. So throughout the month.
This is right up Senior Alley.
That's why
you can't hardly swing a golf club. You can't hit someone that have knee replaced or a hip replaced. It's just a tremendous type thing that they've come up with, and that's wonderful. All right, we'll be back to you shortly. I want to introduce Jeff Callback here. Jeff, come right in, and what's cooking?
Hey, thanks, Rex, for having me again.
You bet.
So Jeff Kelbeck, I'm an aging specialist, Johnson County Social Services, and also am part of the Johnson County Livable Community for Successful Aging Initiative. My role there at the county is kind of twofold because of those two different roles with under social services. I work with older adults, caregivers of older adults, trying to help figure out options, help navigate through. Can be kind of a complicated road sometimes, figuring out how to get on programs like Medicaid. I do tend to work with a lot more of lower income older adults or individuals who, may need to expend their resources for care and may need to get on programs like Medicaid. But I don't know if I'd say I'm an expert, but I do know a decent amount about that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And in my role with Livable Communities, get to do some fun things like the event we have coming up on October 8th, the Healthy Aging Fair, which is also going to be at the North Liberty Community Center. It seems like everything's in North Liberty now. We talk about orthopedics, right?
No, that just means their rent is lower. The rent of the hall is that.
Well, we have moved this event around to several different locations over the years, and I think that's kind of part of it, is just wanting to see if we can engage different individuals and make it accessible to as many people as possible. And we do think that this is a great location, like Susan was saying, and you were saying with parking. It is a great parking area. I mean, real easy to get into.
It's flat. It's right there. Big part of it's flat, and walk in the door.
It doesn't cost you anything.
No,
so, we're really excited. This event is going to be October 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. The Healthy Aging Fair's got a lot of components. So it actually, if people want to get there at noon, we will have a presentation starting right at noon for Dementia Friends Iowa. Dementia Friends is a program that's developed in the UK, and it really just helps people gain some awareness, some good communication tips, working with individuals with dementia, how people can, really lay people can just get some general information, know how they can help out somebody that may be living with dementia, and trying to eliminate some of the stigma associated with dementia.
Sure.
We have several other presentations, one at 1:15 on bone health, another one at 2 o'clock on nutrition education. It's meal planning for one or two people, which, as we age, sometimes we're trying to figure out how do we create a whole meal just for one. Or for a couple of people.
How do you buy half a loaf of bread or 6 eggs?
Yeah, exactly.
Which are challenges. Crazy enough, that's challenges at grocery stores because they don't. I think you can buy 6 eggs if you look hard enough for them. But
yeah, we need the opposite of Costco then, right?
Amen to that. Yeah, hey brother.
Right.
And then at 3 o'clock, we're going to have a Tai Chi, interactive Tai Chi demonstration with Brian Bruner from the Heritage Area Agency on Aging. Yeah. I should say real quick, we have a lot of partners that have put this event together. It certainly isn't very little of me, I feel like. Trail Johnson County is one of our partners for this event.
That's Susan's group.
That's Susan's group,
Happy to be a part.
The Heritage Area Agency on Aging, wonderful partners as well for both of our organizations. The VA Caregiver Support Program through the Veterans Administration. City of North Liberty, of course, they're helping. Boy, they're really helping us a lot with coordinating all this because we have so many different areas of the community center that we're going to be utilizing. Solon Retirement Village, the Iowa City Senior Center, Iowa Healthcare, University of Iowa College of Nursing, as well as the University of Iowa College of Nursing SOME Center for Gerontological Excellence. So a lot of awesome partners, and what that means is bringing a lot of great ideas to make this event even bigger than it's been before.
So this event was held at the if you will, at the Senior Center, and this is senior we're talking to here today for the most part. So a lot of them remember that building as the old post office, and that's where it is downtown. And that year was there a couple of years ago. Is that correct? Because I attended that, and ladies and gentlemen, I reported back here to Senior Talk, and at that location and in this event, there are these caregivers and vendors, just for lack of a better word. They're not selling you anything other than good ideas. There are booths there and very helpful, friendly, personable people with ideas, and they're not trying to get you to sign up for anything you don't want. They're not trying to get on your email list. If you want to do that, they'll send you things for sure. But it's a great place just to go walk around. It's all free, and I think it's the things that I try to, on Senior Talk, you've got them all wrapped up in one location on a couple of different events. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's really, I think, I know Susan's series of events is tremendous. I think that's something I would really recommend for people to go and learn this kind of information, whether it's for you or, for an aging loved one. I think it's going to be great information. This Healthy Aging Fair, once again, you got all these organizations represented. We're going to have, people can get their COVID flu vaccines if they want to get that done that day. We'll have, College of Nursing is going to have students there that'll be doing blood pressure checks for people. It's always a good idea. Get that checked out, make sure that everything's working right. And you don't, is there medication? You talk to your doctor. These are the kinds of things with this kind of a health fair is that, try and do some screenings to help people figure out what things could be potential issues for them and how to kind of prepare to prevent that so they can stay at home as long as possible. We'll also have Public Health will be there with they're having information about the KEYS program, which is a dementia prevention program. They won't be doing the dementia prevention program there, but they'll have a lot of good information there, as well as Credible Minds.
And the sad thing about certain areas of dementia is, folks, is that if you don't take some avenue of taking care of yourself, those consequences are out there. Mm-hmm. And, as far as ALZ, there's nothing they can do to reverse it, but they can hopefully, all these studies, one of them at the University of Iowa, they can tell you sooner or quicker, realize what's going on. So it's very important. These things are all important. Right? We've talked about this many, many times. This is great. Susan, I want to ask you another question about closing the gap on her seminar or event. Health span and lifespan. And health span is the number one thing that people, seniors, worry about right now, or top of mind, is health.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not only is it top of mind, but I am sure this is true for you, Rex, when you get together with your friends. I'd love to just talk about the things that we're doing and the trips that we're enjoying and the friends that we're seeing. But inevitably, it's, I got this ache and I got this pain. And it's a part of life, but it's manageable, particularly if you're taking care of yourself and paying attention to some of the things that are going on at the Healthy Aging Fair, which is just a terrific kind of one-stop shop for all health needs.
Susan, are you a volunteer?
I am a volunteer. Yeah, Trail has 1.5 paid staff. Christine Sheets is our executive director, and we have a wonderful young woman in our office, Jessica Hahn, who answers the phone and makes sure that she connects our members and volunteers for whatever services are needed. And I should mention that for people who want to attend this Closing the Gap seminar series, you need to register. We'd really like you to do that, and you can do that either by going on to the Trail website, which is www.trailofjohnsoncounty.org, or calling the office at 319-800-9003, and we'll get you signed up.
So the phone number again?
The phone number again is area code 319-800-9003.
So an easy call, ladies and gentlemen, easy call down there, and their office is in the senior center in downtown Iowa City.
Yeah, and we'd love you to stop by. Office hours are normally on Monday through Friday 9 to 1, but there are often folks there beyond
and that. What's the date again?
The date's starting next Thursday, October 2nd, and then repeating every Thursday in October thereafter. So the 9th, Wonderful. 16th, 23rd. And I want to give a special shout out to one of our sponsors, Athletico, the local physical therapy organization is sponsoring this in part, and we're just really grateful for all the expertise and
it takes sponsors and volunteers for anything like that. And Jeff, you work you actually lined up to get a paycheck with your job because you are part of Johnson County.
I'm thankful I get paid to do this. I really do get. I very much have enjoyed working with older adults over my career, and this job has been really great for me, but I think I'm hopefully helping out a lot of individuals with figuring out resources and options for their situations. Things that hopefully get them set up to stay at home for a really long time, if not forever for them. But if they do need a higher level of care, helping people figure out how do we navigate that, what are the options, what are the things that we need to do to prepare for that. So.
Susan, you mentioned something. Susan did about bone density. Was that you?
It's, you can get screenings. I think you mentioned that.
There you go. That's right. The bone density screen. A couple years ago in August, my wife fell out of the shower. She'd been in and out of 37,000 times. and she broke tib fib, which is both bones in your right, your gas pedal leg, I call her, about 6 inches above her ankle. And as part of her, she'd had a physical 3 or 4 months earlier that they mentioned bone density. And, okay, doctor, thank you so much. You put your report in the card, don't think anything about it. So after she had broken her, she's in the hospital, and I was up there to see her there. They mentioned this bone density thing to her again, and it became a huge part of her problem. And I'm going to say, for the lack of having a chart in front of me, your bone density should register an 80. I don't know on what scale that is, or an 80, and hers was like a 7. And then the nurse and doctor said, well, that's fairly normal for people of about first beat age, mid-70s. And so they incorporated into her diet, get this, there was an overall shot that they gave her, a shot to get things going. There you go. And then it's a diet of a lot of cottage cheese, a lot of milk, not so much milk, we don't, but cottage cheese and the yogurt.
Calcium, yeah.
And all about calcium. And so she's doing it. She raised it back up in 6 months up to a 74, and the doctors were amazed. She said, you've just done a wonderful job. So when I was there with a checker one day, I said, should I be doing this too? And the doctor looked at me and said, well, excuse me. And he said, hell yes. So now I'm a yogurt guy, and I've always liked both of them. And just as simple as that, not saying that's going to, make you live to be 150 years old, but it's your bone density that it's going south as like we are, but we have to kind of do that. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the more science tells us about the aging process, the more we understand that. For example, things like bone density, which women have often had to worry about because of menopause. No, it applies to men too. And so all of these things we all need to be paying attention to. And again, that's why I give a shout out to Jeff. And I would also say one of the last sessions in the seminar series, the Closing the Gap, is we're featuring some folks from the University of Iowa Network Rehabilitation Hospital. They're going to talk about something called From Setback to Comeback, Optimizing Recovery. And then they'll be followed up by Chris Nichols with CarePro, who's going to talk about safety and independence in your home for independent living.
All these things wrap up into being a senior, becoming a senior, and wanting to age in place, which means, like Susan so succinctly said, is not just it's staying in wherever it may be, wherever you may be in a condominium, maybe in your large home, maybe in a smaller apartment, but you want to stay there as long as you can, and if you take care of yourself and incorporate some of these things. So.
Absolutely.
So Jeff, what response have your quote vendors had over the years with what they've purvey?
I mean, I think, a lot of connections, right? Meeting people, getting that information out there about the types of resources. I think people are amazed at the number of, organizations that we have that do so many different things. People want to know about in-home cares a lot of times, and they think, there's probably 3 or 4 of them. Well, there's what, about
dozens.
There's probably about 17, 18 that I know, and there may be other ones out there because, some new ones do pop up from time to time. But I think it's just, people are amazed at finding out about the services that are out there. And I'd say this year we've had a much bigger focus, not just having vendors, which we'll have again, but also really like having individuals that'll do some testing. This is National Falls Prevention Week.
That's right.
And that has always been a big caveat of the Healthy Aging Fair. In fact, it used to be called the Falls Prevention Health and Resource Fair.
Oh, really?
Yes, back in the day. So we'll have balance testing, lots of different things regarding balance testing. It kind of goes along with the whole aspect of bone density as well. I mean, it's another aspect that we need to look at when we were looking at falls prevention and medication education. What medications might be causing issues or interactions. I know Town Crest Pharmacy will be there with the pharmacist to be able to answer questions and go through medications with people as well to talk about that.
This is like everybody under one big tent.
It is huge. I wish we had like all the room in the world because we have so many people that want to be a part of this event, but we have a lot of space there, but we don't have enough space to house everything that we could.
We might have to look at a convention center.
I mean, really, I feel like that's
We've got one out in Coralville.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, honestly, I think we could fill up that.
Wow.
There are so many people that want to be able to just bring their knowledge, bring their expertise to folks and make sure that they know about this. And I think, really, people just wanting to casually come through. I think they're going to come away with so much information that it's going to be worth their while. I mean, it's a 3-hour event. You don't have to be there for 3 hours, but you probably will want to be.
Well, when I went down last time, I went there with 30 minutes. I'll check the. I was there an hour and a quarter, something like that. And I talked to the VA people. Yeah. I talked to the people from the University of Iowa, nursing department over there, and it was to Jennifer Jones.
Yeah, she's terrific.
Yeah, and so these people are all gonna be there.
They're all going to be there. HACAP will be there to talk about the LIHEAP program that's going to be coming up October 1st. So LIHEAP is Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. Iowa Legal Aid will be there.
Wow.
It's been a huge resource for a lot of individuals, but particularly older adults. They have their Older Iowans hotline as well that people can utilize. So getting information about how could they help you out. I could keep going down a list.
Yeah.
It's longer and longer.
Yeah.
I'll give you one more.
Yeah, shoot.
Horizons.
Look at time, buddy.
Good. Nothing but time. Meals on Wheels. Horizons does Meals on Wheels, as well as financial literacy and helping out with transportation programs as well. So I think, people just wanting to know.
Sure. Bring it.
Well, because people think, Meals on Wheels, that's going to cost me a lot of money. I don't think I could do that.
Well, let me tell you, Meals on Wheels program. My mom was in her late 80s at the time. She's gone now, but my brother and I, we conducted a survey of a refrigerator one Sunday afternoon while we were there, and we said, let's go look at your refrigerator. She was embarrassed, of course, and we found about 42 1/3 bottles of ketchup and a sandwich back in the corner back there. She, I forgot I had that one, and she wasn't doing things right. When we were kids, everything was pretty copacetic, but now, Dad's gone and she's by herself, and it wasn't any kind of a good planned attack she had for lunch or anything like that. And so we said, we're going to do Meals on Wheels, and she says, no, I don't think I need that. We said, yes, you do. So we undertook a big clean out the refrigerator, with 2 pickles in 4 different jars. I mean, that's just, and ladies and gentlemen, go look at your refrigerator, see if you couldn't make some changes here. I'm telling you right now. And so we did this. We called Meals on Wheels, got all set up. And this was, I'm going to say 10 years ago, ish. I mean, it's been a while. And it was run through Mercy Hospital at the time. And we not only got her that, but we got her Meals on Wheels, and we got the
Life Alert.
The Life Alert.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And so the Meals on Wheels, they gave her a menu choice, 1 or 2 things. It wasn't like 14 different choices. It was 1 or 2 things. And scheduled it. And so the first week we'd call her. Well, everything's fine. Well, the 3rd week she called me. She said, I've got the Meals on Wheels. I said, okay, what's up? Said, the guy's late. So right there I knew that she was a believer. And it turns out that they added 2 more people to this man's route. And then I learned during the, if you will, the sales pitch, and it's not really what it was from Mercy Hospital, but it's more than delivering a meal. It's a touch, what they call a touch. It's my mom would answer the door, and the guy who was delivering was actually a high school classmate of mine, and he'd call me and say, hey, your mom's a nice lady. Your mom seemed to like the chocolate pudding more than whatever we'd talk about. But I said, thank you so much for that, because it's just the fact that we know, because we can't be there every day.
Right. Exactly.
So it's more than just a meal. And lo and behold, she was a big believer in Meals on Wheels. And I don't remember the cost, but it was minimal, and my brother and I paid it. We don't even care about that.
Yeah, so, I mean, what will happen if people get Meals on Wheels is they will send a statement. It's not a bill, though. It's a statement. And if people are capable of making a contribution towards the full amount or a portion of it, they can. I work with some people that may not be able to make any contribution, and that's okay. The program is there to help everybody out. That's,
Sure.
It's
well, we kept looking for, quote, a bill, and we finally got something, and they kind of said the same thing you did, so we whatever was on it, we paid, and then we sent them what we think was a nice donation just for good.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really to help continue that program if people are able to.
And this is about food, ladies. We're talking food.
Food's important.
We're not talking about something off the crazy things of champagne or anything like that. We're talking food here. Yeah. And trails. I just want you to know that a lot of people aren't familiar with trails.
Right.
And do you have other ways? Are you on Facebook or anything?
We absolutely, and we're 8 years old, but we're still a very small nonprofit. We have 250 members around Johnson County, mostly centered in Iowa City, Coralville,
Are those
North
participants?
Liberty.
Is that what you mean?
Yes. So to be part of Trail, it's a membership-driven nonprofit. So and we have 2 membership levels. There's an affiliate membership level that you can sign up for. It's like $125 a year, and I often call that like the social membership.
Sure.
It's a way to get to know us. We get to know you. You get to be part of all of our organizational activities, but not the volunteer activities, because many folks, I'm going to call them the younger seniors, don't feel like they're ready for help at home. They just want to get out and expand their networks. And then to become a full member, you pay more per month. It's like 60, maybe $75 per month, and that gives you access to amazing volunteers who basically do what you need to happen for you to stay at home. Many of our members have stopped driving, and the hardest thing for them is to find transportation, reliable, on-time transportation to doctor's appointments, to Town Crest,
to important right here. Go get your prescription, go see the doctor.
Exactly. So transportation is our number one requested volunteer service, but this time of year we've got a lot of yard cleanup requests. We have folks who want help with downsizing. When we get into the holidays, people want help putting up decorations, and many of our members just want what you were talking about before with Meals on Wheels, a touch, right? We have a phone buddy program where a member and a volunteer just arrange to talk to each other every morning at 10 or every Friday at noon, just to make sure there's somebody there. So it's a very popular service, and again, I think what's great about the simpatico relationship between Trail and Livable Community is Trail is trying to fill in some of the gaps that social services, but I should mention this, we also have a supported membership program for low-income adults in Johnson County that meets certain low-income standards. We're not able to help everybody, but thanks to some very generous corporate and individual sponsors, folks can join Trail at that income level for no money at all. And so that's something else we hope folks will investigate, because we're here to help in whatever way we can.
So there's a big ship out there, folks, on both of these groups, and you can get on that ship
Absolutely.
For free and take advantage of everything they've got to offer.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about a little Tai Chi now. Tai Chi is not judo. You're not going to go down and learn karate. You're 82 years old listening and say, my God, they're going to have us on the mat doing judo. Who wants to talk about Tai Chi?
Tai Chi is pretty important.
It's a low impact.
Absolutely. Very healthy way to maintain bone health and flexibility. And Jeff probably knows more than I do.
I don't, but I will say, I mean, it is another one of those things that this, there's specific Tai Chi programs that are designed to prevent falls in older adults. It's been one of the best evidence-based programs out there to show a reduction in fall risk for individuals. So I think the program that Brian will be doing, that's, people are going to be able to get up if they can do it in their chair. He adapts things to work for them. But I think it's great movement. It's natural movements. Nothing
stretching and
it's nothing that's going to be like, okay, wow, I'm going to be sore as heck after this. But it's I think people will be amazed at if they're doing this consistently. And Brian does this a lot, so he sees the the progress that people make with this and how it impacts their lives for the better. So I hope people will get a chance to see this demonstration and participate in it, and really able to get those benefits from it.
Amazing
Right.
stuff. So Susan talked about you go with some friends and you're out somewhere and there's 5 or 6 people sitting there, or 3 or 4, or however many are, and pretty soon you're all talking about the grandkids or the football game, and pretty soon, how'd you come along? Well, I had my knee was operated on last week, or I've got my blood pressure. I'm going to go back. The doctor wants to adjust my pills. Folks, that's part of getting older. That's part of aging, and lots of things going on in our bodies that we have to take a sit up straight and accept that these things are happening. And,
Right. We talk a lot about why, among the many reasons that Iowa City has become one of the top retirement communities in the nation. It's a lovely college town, and, we've got the university and we have culture. But number one, we have amazing healthcare resources here, and we're part of an academic medical center, which means there's astounding research opportunities here for older folks to benefit from and take part in. And so I think that, again, having these two events happening so close together, the Closing the Gap starting on the 2nd of October and then followed up by the Aging Fair on the 8th. Let's take advantage, folks, of all the amazing university and other kinds of healthcare opportunities that are here in this community. And we're bringing them all to you at the North Liberty Community Center next month.
I have, as a realtor, I have sold many, many homes to people, seniors. And I asked them, we're here from Virginia, coming here from Florida or Missouri, wherever they may be. And I said, well, what draws you here? And zillions of times, they said, well, our son is here, and the grandkids are here, and the doctors are here, the hospitals are here, the medical care is here. And they said that was a huge attraction. In fact, that's why our son moved here, because he's at the university or blah, 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 my daughter, blah, blah, blah. And so it is a huge attraction here. And your opening thing about trails, let's take that to the physical trails. We do have a lot of exercise trails here in this town.
Yeah.
And when I say town, I mean Iowa City, Corwell, out to North Liberty.
Tiffin.
Tiffin, all right. And you can take advantage of that. And we've had a lot of calls. I have at my office with seniors they've got little boats that they roll around in, and the e-bikes are becoming a huge thing. I don't know how much exercise you get out of an e-bike.
You can get a lot if you turn off the motor.
Right, yeah, and that's the truth, yeah. But if seniors are, I think for the most part, unless there are some real issues, health issues, they're willing to go do these things. They really, really are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to give a shout out to another small nonprofit here that if you haven't had on, Rex, just occurred to me, Cycling Without Age, which is a new little nonprofit that's operated within the bike library here in Iowa City.
I have never heard of it.
They have these amazing, they're called trishaws, and this is a movement that started in Europe, and this is a way to get older adults and other individuals who are mobility impaired out onto the bike trails. So you have, I'm going to call a pilot who sits in back and is pedaling this thing, and they are electrified. And then there are 2 seats in front. And so, again, they're now located in the Ashton House, which I think is down on River Street, on the river. And so
it's on Rocky Shore.
Thank you, Rocky Shore. Thank you very much.
You're a realtor down here.
There you go. You would know. So access to all the amazing bike trails. So that's another great organization that we should investigate.
And those trails they're just you get to see all kinds of people who tell me this. Well, we used to just ride our bikes over to that hill, and then we never went up over the hill. We don't know really what's over there. Now on their e-bikes, they're up over the hill, and they're down the street, and they're clear down the south end of Iowa City, then they're up on the north end of town, and it's a wonderful thing. And then sometimes we stop and then we walk because it's got a real neat walking area. It's a big deal. Now with winter coming on, indoor exercises can be at the University of Rec Center, can be at Coleridge Mall, is a great place, and they love having walkers, the mall walkers. It's a big deal. I walk a lot in the winter. I walk outside right now.
Yep.
I think that North Liberty Community Center, the rec center, people will have access to the walking path upstairs.
They do.
I think. Well, they will for this event as well to be able to try it out and see, because
Great.
It is a wonderful place to be able to do that. Just going back to Cycling Without Age. Well, they're another one of the people that will be at the event, and they will have a trishaw there,
great.
so you guys can see what that is, what that looks like. Perhaps you want to volunteer and be one of the pilots to help people out, or maybe you know somebody who would love to be able to bike and be able to utilize the trishaw, so being able to talk with them.
So, Susan, I want to ask you another question. I want you to kind of wrap up what you're offering with HealthSpan and Lifespan, when and where, and how can they call your office, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a seminar series called Closing the Gap, HealthSpan versus Lifespan. It's taking place every Thursday afternoon in October, starting this coming Thursday, not tomorrow, but on the 2nd of October. That first session will start at 12:30. It includes lunch and will run till 2 o'clock, and our kickoff speaker, although I can't say kickoff in this case, will be Jan Jensen, head basketball coach.
Tip-off. You meant to say
tip-off.
tip-off.
I knew there was. Yeah, so every Thursday thereafter starts at 1, runs to 2:30. It's at the North Liberty Community Center, and again, to register, you can either do so online at www.trailofjohnsoncounty.org, or by calling our office at 319-800-9003.
That sounds wonderful. And Jeff, you've got the Healthy Aging Fair, again at the same location, and give us the final scoop.
Yeah, so the event, October 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the North Liberty Community Center, 520 West Cherry Street, North Liberty. It will be that people can come at noon and partake in the Dementia Friends presentation, become a Dementia Friend as a result of being in this 1 hour session. We hope that people will come out there, take advantage of all the offerings out there, or whatever offerings apply to them or they're interested in. I got a couple of events I want to plug real quick for you. They're not my events, and they're not Susan's events either, but
we're all in this together, Jeff.
we are. These two events are really terrific as well. Older Iowans Legislature, not enough people probably know about the Older Iowans Legislature, OIL is their acronym. They have an event, a legislative event coming up on Monday. People can still register for that. There's two ways to participate. You become a membership. I don't know the exact amount, but it is pretty inexpensive. I want to say it's like $25 to be a member. You can attend by Zoom if you can't be there in person, but you can go to the Capitol and be in person. They're trying to set up their legislative priorities for the 2026 year for the legislative session. And this is just important. People want to have a chance to have their voice heard. This is a great opportunity to be able to find out folks that are making a difference in getting things passed at the legislation. So that event, if you go check out Older Iowans Legislature online, it'll take you right to the page. You can get to look at the event, sign up for it, and register for it. The other event I just wanted to put out there is through the Heritage Area Agency on Aging. They have a lot of great partners that help put this together, but it's their Caregiver Wellness Day. And the cool thing is this is the first time it's going to be held in Johnson County. So that event's November 6th, and it'll be held at St. Andrew Presbyterian. Now, that's another one of those events that you do, they have limited space, so you do need to register for that event. So I would have them call Heritage Area Agency on Aging at 319-398-5559.
Sure. And we could talk more about that. You could send me an email with a flyer or something on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, folks, we have gone to the edge of the world with these things, and I'm happy. Susan, our pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Jeff,
so
you
it's an
too.
honor.
Good to see you again.
Thanks,
information. Rex. And as far as Senior Talk goes, ladies and gentlemen, we've discovered that the greatest secret in life is we never know how long we're going to be here. Now, I have taken that to mean, I mean here, the word here. You may be here, but mentally and physically you may not be here. So you may think you're here, but you're really not. It's because you have health issues of some sort. So that could be a stroke victim or an accident or dementia. So you're really not here, so to speak. So there's some things you could do in the meantime before you think. Your health, you can call, get your sit down and get busy working on your will and advanced directive type of thing, and get busy with your health issues for sure, and take part in these events that these fine folks have done. Then, so knowing that fact, it's so very important that as seniors we do all we can while we can. Because who knows, you're feeling good today, then like my wife broke her leg, she was out of commission for a year and a half. And so do all you can, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be a track star or anything like that. Just do whatever you can while you can. That's the deal. So I want to thank each and every one of you for listening today and listening to my guests. They brought some special things here on Senior Talk. I hope you take advantage of it. I'm going to do my best to take advantage of a couple of those things, seminars for sure. That's the story, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Rex Brandstatter for Senior Talk. And by the way, we always say and salute and thank all of our veterans, for those serving today and those who have served our country for sure along the way. So this is Rex Brandstatter saying so long. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. So long.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
This is Jordan Suckenfetz from my dad Brian and his crew at Dodge Street Tire and Auto. For over 30 good years, they've taken care of their customers and treated them like neighbors. This season, if your car or truck is fumbling and stumbling, score with Dodge Street Tire. Their staff is sure-handed and tougher than the rest to ensure quality, honest service for Hawkeye fans. Whether it's new tires or engine trouble, Dodge Street Tire will make you and your family winners on the road. Dodge Street Tire and Auto at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Are you ever questioning when life will slow down? Are you ever thinking of just relaxing and enjoying the simple things? All of this is possible, even while still being in the workforce. Worthington, Minnesota is a town growing, yet it's nothing like metro life. Professional and labor jobs, a beautiful lake, bike trails, recreation, acres of public hunting, festivals, and great people. Slow down. We're just a short drive away, so come join us. Worthington, it's worth a look.
It's Big Dealer Beatdown time at Carousel Pre-Owned in Iowa City. Over 200 of the best pre-owned vehicles on the planet, and all priced below the Big Dealer's best deals. Plus, payments starting at just $89 down and $89 per month. Only at Carousel Pre-Owned. Just in. The next 100 customers in the door get guaranteed approval. If you take home at least $1,800 per month, you are already approved at Carousel Pre-Owned in Iowa City, next to Waterfront Hy-Vee, where we rock out with our cars out.
Table to table